What's up, guys? Week 2, another heartbreaking Titans loss. If only they could get to 20 points one time, everything would be so much easier for them. But alas, already, I posted the charts this morning, already I've gotten a bunch of people telling me I need to be more objective about Will Levis, because how could he have had a B performance? How could he have played well when he had that terrible, ridiculous, boneheaded fumble in the red zone? And I hear you, and it was boneheaded, and it was terrible. But there were 33 other plays, and Will Levis was really good on them. In fact, without that mash all the buttons panic fumble, I think Will Levis would have had like a really excellent game, like an A game. And I also think the Titans probably would have won this particular game. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get to the film. All right, first drop back of the game. Titans are going to run twice. 3rd and 5. Go empty. 2-step drop back. 1 hitch, as is normal. Nobody's really open, but the protection is good, so Levis has time. It's a 3-man rush. Problem with it being a 3-man rush is nobody's getting open. At this point, Levis is starting to see ghosts. He's actually got plenty of time in the pocket, but he doesn't feel like he does. Probably a little PTSD from last week. There are throws he could try. They'd all be difficult. Instead, he pulls the ball down and bails. It's a bad decision to run. He doesn't get enough yardage for the first down. It's a negative run to start off the day. First drive's a failure. Levis had 1 play. He didn't do great with it. Next play, some play action. Again, pocket is decent, and it's decent in that Levis can actually like stand after he finishes his drop back. No time for a hitch. Has to get the ball out right away. Routine throw, but good job noticing the pressure. That's a plus pocket move. He's getting the ball out quick. You know, the sacks aren't his fault. Here again, surveys the field, gets to the top of his drop. Protection is decent. The left end, right tackle, a little bit of a win, a little bit of a hurry here, but gets the ball out before getting hit. Decisive, smart, good job on 3rd down to convert. Routine throw, but that's the kind of thing you want to see. That's a functioning offense because Levis is reading things out properly. More play action. I think that's the only way the Titans believe that they can keep Levis clean. As you can see here, there's going to need to be some anticipation on whatever throw Levis chooses to make. Nobody's really open. The out at the 15-yard line is kind of coming open, but it's not there yet. So this is anticipation. You love to see it. Levis gets the ball out on the flat. The high-low read, takes the easier option, routine throw, but again, good decision, accurate ball. I think Levis started something like 11 for 12 in this game, and when the knock out of college for him was that he's not accurate enough, that's a good sign. Not the hardest of throws, but here, manipulates the pocket, on the run, rolling left, throws left. That's really hard to do. It's a routine throw, but it's a good play, right? Tight end wouldn't have had that open space if Levis isn't pulling the linebacker up by using his feet. Here, empty, quick pressure in his face. He's got a defensive tackle about to hit him. He's got a defensive back about to hit him. Levis gets the ball out on the screen, plus pocket movement, routine. All screens are routine. But again, it's all within rhythm. He's seeing things. He's processing quickly enough. He looks like a professional quarterback, and that's what you want to see. Here does a nice job of fighting through what would have / should have been a sack, plus pocket movement, gets the ball out to his check down. It's unfortunate that you've got this big-armed quarterback and he can't attack deep, but look at how much protection the Titans have to keep in, right? You've got 2 wide receivers on routes, and you've got a running back running a block and flat route, right? It's a delayed swing. It's a 2.5-man route. And Will Levis is still getting pressured because, frankly, the right tackle, Petit Frere, is so inept. In an ideal world, Levis steps up, resets the pocket, and I can't tell which receiver that is, but the one I've circled hits him for a nice 20-yard gain. Alas, we don't live in a perfect world, and I'm not going to expect Levis to be Tom Brady. So far, he's playing well despite not having to do too much. And it's good that he's not doing too much because that's been Will Levis's cardinal sin. Here, Levis makes his first positive throw of the game. This is a really solid throw, great zip, excellent accuracy into a tight window. puts the ball a little bit behind, but I think that was intentional to protect his receiver, Boyd, from that linebacker that he's running into. I mean, that's actually about as perfect as it can get. Let me rewind it and play it all the way through for you. You don't have to deal with my dumb pauses. And one more with a frame by frame. Ball couldn't have been placed any better. That's a really, really good throw. Great velocity, great accuracy, read the play properly, understood the zone. That's A stuff right there. A little more play action, routine screen, nothing to talk about. And here's the play everybody remembers. We're going to watch it again from the start. I'll break down exactly what Will Levis should have done instead of getting stuck and throwing the ball backwards. Top of his drop right here, 33, top of the screen. It's no longer Elijah Moulton, so I don't know who it is. I'm not up to date yet on Titans backup running backs. Oh, no, it's 83. That's Tyler Boyd. Hit Tyler Boyd on that zag, please. Please throw it right now. There are literally men around his feet. I understand why Levis might be panicking a little bit. You don't have great options. You can hit Ridley in the corner, which is a really, really tough throw. You also might get hit while throwing it, and you don't want to throw while being hit in the red zone because that's how picks happen. I think you should be hitting Boyd on this zag. You'll be down at like the 2-yard line, and you can just power the ball in. Instead, Levis tries to break through the pocket, and he trips over the man laying near his feet and throws the ball backwards. Don't. Levis's problem is in week 2, as in week 1, he's trying to play hero ball. He's trying to do everything. And this ends up being, as I grade it, a fumble and a bad pass, which is about exactly the same as an interception for purposes of grading. Like, right here, Levis needs to just say, damn, sucks. It's going to be what? 3rd down and goal? Okay. There are worse options. Maybe we kick a field goal. Instead, he tries to roll the ball poorly to his running back. Just a terrible decision, and the kind of thing that, on one hand, as a coach, you want to say is unforgivable, but on the other hand, as an analyst, you want to say, I can coach Will Levis to stop doing dumb shit like that. Next play is going to be an interception, and if you're a Titans fan, this is going to break your damn heart, because 2 turnovers on 2 consecutive plays is rough. But this one isn't Will Levis's fault. Let's see on the tight copy. I believe we'll get a better view, but this is Treylon Burks' fault. It's play action. It's a deep shot. The coaches are saying, we spent a 1st-round pick on Treylon Burks. We got to do something with him. And Will Levis is trying to do something with him. He gives him a jump ball against the safety. Theoretically, Treylon Burks should win this ball. And I'm going to have to cut in a picture of what that ball looks like at the catch point from the other angle on the broadcast. Man, that ball is in Treylon Burks' arms. But Burks is just weak on the ball, and as they fall to the ground, the defensive back rips it out. You can kind of see the interchange right there. That should not be pickable. It wasn't the best ball. A perfect ball leads Treylon Burks into the end zone. I would say that this is a solid or even bad ball. I want to grade it as solid because it is deep down the field. It is an accurate, catchable jump ball. That is typically how I grade those when people like Joe Burrow do them. However, I would hate to be accused of being biased towards Will Levis, so I will be harsh on him and call it just a regular bad throw. However, I can't in good conscience say it was interceptable because I'll find the picture and put it in right here. All right, trying to bounce back after the back-to-back turnovers. Little screen to get him back in rhythm. Routine. This is a nice throw. I think I have the tight copy. Do I have the tight copy? Yes. All right, so you can see from the tight copy, it's a solid throw. Levis is going to have a little pressure, right? 54 kind of ragdolls Raidens. The right side of the offensive line was terrible in this game. The left side was much better. This ball is very well placed, 12 yards downfield, protects the receiver from the oncoming defensive back, but also doesn't give up the leverage, right? The corpse of DeAndre Hopkins is cooking Sauce Gardner on this play. Will Levis hits him in stride, Solid throw. Great location. Here, Will Levis takes a sack. Let's look at what he was seeing and see if maybe he should have got the ball out quicker. There's the top of his drop, and you always get one hitch on a three-step drop. Where's he supposed to go? Now, he started on the left, and I guess if you're looking to the left, Tyler Boyd's about to maybe come open with some underneath leverage on this quick slant. If he had started at the top of the screen, the smash concept would have worked a little better. You've got the out route by Ridley. Again, it's going to be a field throw 15 yards downfield. That's roughly a 35-yard ball. It would take, I don't even know if Josh Allen or Anthony Richardson could get the ball out there quickly enough before the sideline starts defending the receiver. Doesn't matter. Solomon Thomas gets home. It's a sack, and I don't think it's on Willis. That's a no-fault sack. These things happen. And you know what? If Will Levis learns to be okay with that outcome instead of trying to throw the ball backwards or fling it out of bounds left-handed, the Titans will be a lot better off. So not the worst thing. Not blaming Levis for that sack. Routine throw on the last play, but I was blabbing too much. Routine throw on this play. A little empty. Levis breaks pocket, makes a nice routine throw, but it's a good play make. You know, offensive line doesn't hold up, but he adeptly bails out, keeps his eyes downfield, makes the throw. Here, screen gets blown up, right? There is one target on this play. You are supposed to throw the screen. You can't throw the screen through a defensive tackle's belly. Those things are large. Aborts the play, it's a throwaway. Doesn't count against his accuracy for purposes of my charting, at least. A little more play action. This ball's bad. I don't think Levis thought or processed whatsoever. I think he got out of his play action and he said, ooh, I have a read. And he puts this ball right into the back of the head of the linebacker. Check this out in slow-mo. Literally right in the back of the brainstem. That's nuts. If Levis puts some air under that, I think what he was trying to do is kind of loop this ball over the defender, aim for a spot, let your tight end run under it. I think that's the only conceivable way that I can justify throwing this ball to that receiver on that play. But that's real bad. That's an inaccurate ball. And you'll notice that's maybe the second time so far all game I've said bad ball from Will Levis. Speaking of bad ball, that's not one. That's an elite downfield throw. Now, I know what you're thinking. It was not caught. I'll show you the tight copy, and you'll be a little surprised. He throws the ball from his own 31. Ball lands at, let's call it the 19. It's 31 plus 19, 50. It's a 50-yard throw across the field to the sideline, and it goes directly through Ridley's outstretched hands. Right? Clean pocket. When Will Levis has a clean pocket, there's not a lot of guys better. And let's watch where this ball goes. You can see it. I don't even have to bring you a different copy. Look at the ball between his white gloves. Just completely whiffs on it. Gator arms. Yuck. Hate to see it. Let's play it one more time without the pauses. That's just disappointing, man. That's an elite, excellent throw. If Ridley puts his pinkies together and catches that ball, the Titans are in a completely different position to end this game. And ew, I accidentally kept a run in the cut-up. I'm sorry. This is excellent. So, little play action, kinda. Didn't really sell it that hard. I hate this route concept. Everything is super short. I understand that they're trying to get a mesh so they can get Sauce Gardner off of the receiver. Not sure which one that is, 81. It doesn't work. The protection also still fails despite having 7 blockers. 2, 4, 6, 7 blockers. And they can't protect Will Levis for 3 seconds. So 97 runs free, and so does Will Levis, plus pocket movement to avoid the rush. Positive run because he got more than 10 yards. And you get a bonus point because he ran 20 yards. That's excellent mobility. It's a good job of understanding when and where to run. And hell, he's just a good athlete. This ball's nuts. Everybody in the stadium thought this was a pick. Watching it live, I thought it was a pick. The cameraman evidently thought it was a pick, and that is a gorgeous dime. Again, Will Levis lets go of the ball from the 47, meaning it's about a 40-yard throw. 45-yard throw even. Let's see the tight copy. Hopefully it gives us a better angle on the actual ball rather than the cornerback diving at it. This is perfect. This is why you draft Will Levis. This is why you start the man. See that ball drop in over the safety? Look at that. It looks like from the broadcast angle, the ball like slipped through the safety's hands. But as you can see here, it goes beyond the safety, past him, and lands perfectly in Ridley's outstretched arms. That ain't bad. That's an excellent, excellent, excellent throw. And I think it's a touchdown. It is. Will Levis's deep ball was elite in 2023, right? That was last year. And it was really bad last week. It's good to see that he has it back in this game. I think he went 3 for 5 on deep balls, depending on how you want to grade that. Treylon Burks, it could have been 4 for 5. That's a nice routine throw with 2+ pocket movements. I mean, he moves about the pocket to extend the play. Nice little step up. And then he throws while being hit, and he still gets the ball out accurately. That is a great job. That's how you extend a play, Will Levis. Not by flinging the ball at the sideline, not by throwing it backwards, but by throwing the check down while being hit. This is a bad decision. Check it out. Drop back, top of his drop. There's his hitch. Right here, this is where he has to make the decision on where to go with the ball. Obviously, nobody's open. That's not great, especially knowing that somebody will be hitting you soon because your offensive line is that way. Will Levis decides to throw the curl, but he throws the curl after the receiver has already completely finished his break, right? He's already stopped, turned around, run back a step, and stopped again. It's over. If you're going to throw the curl, you have to throw it when the receiver starts to turn for the first time. It's late. That allows the defender time to break on the ball, get a hand in through the armpits, and incomplete. Bad ball. Not because it was inaccurate. It was very accurate, but rather because it was too late. Ball needs to be out here, not there. That blink of an eye, that fraction of a second, that's the difference between a good NFL quarterback and a bad one. Which is why I would like to make it clear, because a lot of you will certainly attack me for this routine throw. I'm not saying I can do any better, but we are not comparing Will Levis to me or you. We're comparing him to the 30 best at this position in the world. There's another routine throw. So when I say routine throw, I'm not saying that's not impressive. I'm saying I expect an NFL starter to make it every time. Successful quarterback sneak to keep the drive alive. That's a neutral run. It's not a positive run most of the time unless you mess up. Quarterback sneaks are successful. Here, Will Levis, somewhat clean pocket, bad deep ball. His only truly bad deep ball of the day. Just overthrows it. Right? He's got a little room to operate, and he just misses. Got a little happy feet, had that little hitch in his throw, right? And oftentimes when you see a quarterback bring the ball up and put it back down, that little hitch, that little pump, they get inaccurate. They typically go too long because they get a little excited and their clock in their head gets sped up. Clean pocket, sick throw. 18-yard drive throw to the sideline. Just keep Will Levis clean and he will reward you, I promise. Right? Nobody in his lap, nobody hitting him. Ball's 9 yards past the sticks, and it's accurate on the sideline. That is a great throw. This is a fun play to grade. First of all, it's another positive run with a bonus point because it's 20 yards, and that's sick. That's awesome. Line of scrimmage is the 24. Here's the top of his drop. Why aren't you hitting DeAndre Hopkins? Just hit him on the drag. You're getting at least a first down. Throw the ball. I know that you're worried about that right tackle letting the left end walk up into your face, but you're 6'5" and you are strong. If being 6'5" is helpful ever, it needs to be helpful here. Throw the ball. He holds on to it. Fine. Breaks a tackle. That's good. So that's a plus pocket movement. Kind of obviates the issue of not noticing the read when it comes open. And now here, he breaks another tackle with a nice spin move. Runs down to the 7-yard line. That's pretty great. He didn't make the read in time the way I would have liked him to. He was not playing within the structure of the offense, but he's a great athlete, and great athletes get to make plays. Patrick Mahomes has made a career out of it. He's doing okay. Here, top of the drop. Who's open? I know who's open. This is. Listen, this throw wouldn't have won the Titans the game, but there was an opportunity here. Tell me if you see him. Right in the middle of your screen, DeAndre Hopkins, wide open. Just hit him on the goddamn sail route. Just hit him on the sail. Put this ball somewhere in the middle of the Iron Titans in the end zone. He'll catch it. It's DeAndre Hopkins. He catches everything. You will at least tie the game, or at least have a chance to tie the game. I would bet good money that Callahan actually goes for it there. Instead, Levis pulls the ball down, and it's a neutral run plus pocket movement, but that really stinks, man. I mean, you had him. You had your number one receiver in the end zone with the game on the line. Here, no such luck. Nobody is open. Levis is backpedaling to his left to try to avoid pressure. He's got 3 free rushers because the line is completely fallen all over itself, quite literally. Go check. I mean, look at them. They are laying on each other. It's not great. He's got a route to the end zone, or corner of the end zone. I think that's Hopkins again. Yeah, it is. And he just puts the ball out of bounds. It's too late. He doesn't have a chance to set up and throw the ball while backpedaling left. You'll see here on the tight copy. Watch Radens and Petit Frere just get eaten, and then 79 Cushionberry runs into them, and now you have 3 offensive linemen laying on top of each other. You've got your left tackle. J.C. Latham looks like the letter C. He is bent completely backwards. I worry for his spine. He is getting stuffed so hard by 72. So now you've got 3 Jets running at an unprotected quarterback who makes a throw while rolling to his left. That's almost impossible, and it would have been a really tough throw into 3, at least double coverage, arguably triple coverage. One of those coverages being from Sauce Gardner. That's fucking impossible. Incomplete, bad pass, 2+ pocket movements. Find me a quarterback who makes that throw 5 times out of 10, and I'll show you a Hall of Famer. Certainly not going to, crack the whip over that one. Here, top of his drop, pressure already getting home. It's 3rd down. You need the touchdown to win the game. Where the hell is he supposed to go with this ball? I guess you could flip it out into the flat, but that's not going to be a touchdown either. Levis tries to step up and buy a little time so that his corner route can win, and instead he gets yanked down by the collar. No horse collar tackles inside the pocket, so it's not a penalty. But you cannot break in a horse collar tackle anyway. It's a no-fault sack, and here on 4th down, this chaps me. Empty, drops back, here's his hitch, he's perfectly in time. What the hell was this route combo? Why is nobody going to the end zone on 4th down to win the game or tie the game, whatever you want to say? Will Levis delivers a strike. I'll show you on the tight copy, it'll be a lot clearer. But that's a strike. That's a great ball. And if Tyler Boyd, a sure-handed slot receiver no less, catches that ball, he actually has a decent chance of carrying across the field and turning up into the end zone. Here you go. Is the fucking goalpost in the way? You're kidding. Well, if Tyler Boyd catches this ball, you'll see that the cornerback was actually falling down, setting a perfect pick block. All Boyd has to do is beat 44 to get into the end zone to tie the game. But Boyd drops the ball inexplicably, despite the fact it was in both of his hands. And the game ends just like that. Before we get to my summary, I'm going to quickly recap what we have in this video. Will Levis had 5 deep attempts. 3 were accurate, with that 4th being the Treylon Burks throw. It was picked off, but it did hit the receiver in both hands. You decide. For purposes of this video, I graded it as a bad throw, an inaccurate throw. What do you think? Leave a comment. Let me know. Other than that, we had 3 elite throws. 1 great throw, that out to the sideline with DeAndre Hopkins. 2 solid throws. 15 routine throws, most of them screens. 8 bad throws. None should have been picked. No sacks that were his fault. 2 that were his offensive line's fault. 2 throwaways that I thought were a good decision. 2 big runs, a positive quarterback sneak. 2 bad runs that he should not have tried. 18 evasions in the pocket. Really good job managing pressure. And that ill-fated fumble. As a passer, he was accurate on 72.4% of attempts. That's about league average, and it's pretty good when considering that he was throwing much further down the field than most quarterbacks were, and he was constantly under pressure. Uh, his positive play percentage was only 21, which was a little lower than his negative play percentage, but that's normal in my grading scale. And his positive plays were huge. His negative plays, with the very lone exception, were minute. So on the game, I gave Will Levis a B. And honestly, if this had been CJ Stroud or Joe Burrow or Tua having the exact same performance, it would have been an easy B plus. I'm being harder on Will Levis because I know that my take on him, that he's a good quarterback, is unpopular. Now, a lot of you are going to be asking, how could he possibly have had a good game, a B performance, or even better, if he had that terrible fumble? Well, like I already said, I just showed you 34 dropbacks. One of them was a really bad play. Yeah, he totally should not have made that fumble. He should not have pitched the ball backwards. He should have just settled for taking the sack. And it wouldn't have been his fault that he got sacked. It was bad protection. Nobody was open. Wouldn't have blamed him at all. He's playing hero ball. And typically, we don't want our quarterbacks to play hero ball because that's when they make mistakes. This is not one such case. We need Will Levis to play hero ball. Because let me paint a picture for you. Let's pretend Will Levis goes down and he doesn't try to make a play, so he doesn't fumble, and the Titans kick a field goal. Fast forward, and the Titans get the last possession. They're down 4 instead of 7. Whoop-de-doo. It makes no difference. They still would have needed a touchdown, and they still probably wouldn't have gotten it because they weren't really separating in the red zone, and they couldn't protect the quarterback either. Additionally, if Will Levis isn't playing hero ball, he probably doesn't throw those 3 or 4 really good game-changing type accurate deep balls. The touchdown to Ridley, that's a hero ball throw. He threw a streak into cover 2, right? You shouldn't do that, technically, unless you have excellent arm strength, great confidence, and killer accuracy. The ball that went through Ridley's hands on the other streak, that's hero ball. He's being aggressive. The jump ball to Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks is supposed to be a first-round pick because he wins jump balls. Will Levis isn't going to do much better than throwing a jump ball that goes through Treylon Burks' hands into his elbows and then gets ripped out by a safety who just wants the ball more than Treylon Burks. Frankly, that's a play that you bench Treylon Burks for a long time over. Will Levis kept throwing the ball deep, kept creating plays, kept on running, got 40 yards on 2 big key rushes. And if Will Levis isn't doing any of that, you're looking at the Titans losing this game by 2 touchdowns. So yes, Will Levis cost the Titans 3 points. Maybe they could have covered if you had plus 4.5. But that doesn't help the Titans. Will Levis needs to play hero ball because that's how he keeps on getting these explosives, despite mediocre receivers, despite bad protection, despite a run game that's really not taking off the way we thought it might. So, yes, it sounds weird to give a B to a quarterback that lost and had an ugly turnover. But let's say Ridley catches that ball that goes right through his hands. That's probably at least another field goal, maybe a touchdown. All of a sudden, the Titans are in position to win the game. Let's say Treylon Burks catches that deep bomb that hit him in the elbows, the crook of the elbow. Let's say he catches him. It's not picked off. That's at least another field goal instead of an interception. If the bad bounces had gone Will Levis's way instead of the Jets' way, all of a sudden, we're looking at what Will Levis upsetting the Jets and their vaunted defense in his second game, in a bounce back from a game he should have won against the Bears. The Titans are 1-1, should be 2-0, and people are singing his praises. So don't be captive to one moment that you saw on Red Zone. Watch the whole game, provide some context, such as drops, interceptions that aren't the quarterback's fault, bad protection, etc., and tell me if you still think a B is crazy. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribing doesn't hurt either. And until next time, I'll be grinding more film. Hasta.